welcome to Lovin' Life's Journey. I'm Chantel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's video is a little bit different as I am participating in a craft room tour and organization collaboration. And this is with quite a few other crafters. There's going to be a playlist and I will put that link in the description box below. And you can go watch all of those videos and check out the spaces that we work in. Some of us have dedicated craft rooms, some of us work at our dining room tables or other places throughout our houses, and so we thought it would be fun to share with you those places that we do our crafting and where we work. So today I will be giving you a tour of that. I'm also going to be showing you the process of reorganizing my craft room. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that at the beginning of 2020, I did a craft room makeover, took everything out of the room, I bought some things for organization, and I totally redid my craft room. And I really loved how it came out. But now I'm going to give you an update of what it looks like a year and a half later after I have been using it a lot. And I'm going to share with you the things that worked for me, the things that didn't work for me, and things that need to be changed. And then I'm going to do a whole new reorganization and give you a tour of that. So let's jump in and get started. So this is my craft room. It used to be my older daughter's bedroom. It is a 12 by 12 room, and we're just going to be real. It's a hot mess right now, and so that's why it needs some reorganization. But I do want to talk about a few of the things that I like and then some things that we need to change. So the first thing is this craft desk that I got when I redid the room. It totally comes apart and it goes back together like a puzzle. There are no screws or anything, no hardware. It just fits together like a puzzle. And I really like that because I can take it down and we can put an airbed in this room and make it into another guest room if we need to. So I really like that. It works great for crafting, and the only thing that I need to change is I need to add some bins or organizational tools, things that will help me keep the things I use the most organized on these shelves on the side and keep them accessible, because things just tend to collect in piles, as you can see here. Another thing I added when I redid the room were these Cubicle Organizers. I bought 2 of them, so they are actually a really great place to organize everything, and part of it is working and part of it is not. And so some of these are working really well, but then there are others that now that I have used the space, I need to kind of relabel or reorganize some things because there are little cubicles that I don't really use the things that are in there. I can get rid of those and put in the things that I use more often. One thing I have added since I did the craft room makeover is this little cabinet that I have with my Cricut maker, and I love this. This is very handy. I bought it when I bought my Cricut maker, and I have all my Cricut supplies in there, although they need a little bit of organizing as well. But this is working really well as far as keeping all of that in one place. So I'm just going to clean that up a little bit and get it all organized for the things that I use in there. And then over here by the window, I have this wicker basket that I do store things in, but it's also where the cats like to lay and look out the window. So I think that's going to stay there. I am going to clean out everything that's in there because a lot of it I think I can get rid of, and then I can utilize that space better. So one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm just going to get everything up off of the floor. So there's all of that mess over there, and then there's all of this mess over here, and yes, there's even more over there. So I'm going to pick it up so I don't trip over it like I just did. and I'm going to get all the floor all cleared so that it's easier to work in here. So I'm just going to take all of that out of here.
So I'd like to say thank you to Heidi Sonboul from Heidi Sonboul DIY and Leah Nepp from DIY Beauty on Purpose for inviting me to join in on this playlist. It gave me the motivation that I needed to get this room back in shape, and I'm just really thankful that I got to be a part of this. So be sure to check out the playlist, and I will also put the links to Heidi and Leah Nepp's channels in my description box, as well as that playlist link.
So one problem I have in my craft room is that I have a lot of the projects that I have completed in past videos in here. I haven't decided if I want to keep them or get rid of them. A lot of them I have gotten rid of. I've donated them or given them away, but I still have quite a few, and that's kind of what's up here and kind of in all places tucked around. So I'm going to put those all in one place, and I'm going to decide which ones I want to keep and which ones I want to get rid of. So here is everything I took out of the craft room. Some of it is going back in there, but a lot of it is those finished projects, like all of this stuff on the hearth here are finished projects that I'm going to decide if I'm keeping or not. There's some more there. And then some of this is new items that I've bought that's going to be in my next Dollar Tree haul. Some of it is items that I am going to be using for my next video, and so I need to organize that. And some of it is items that I have purchased for the Dollar Tree mystery box giveaway. So I just need to sort all of this, throw away what I'm not keeping, and then put hopefully just very small amount of it back in the craft room.
So now I'm going to work on these little cubicles and start purging. I think the main reason this is not working is just because there's too much stuff. So I really like the bin system. I like how that's working, but I don't like how the rest of it's looking, and that's just because there's, like I said, too much stuff.
Okay, so does anybody else do this? I have kept this for 20 years, 21 years, whatever, solely because it has my daughter's picture in it. I mean, I did use it for a while, but I don't even have any CDs anymore. And I'm just keeping it because it has her picture in it. Why? Just take the picture out. Okay, so this is how my crafter DIYer brain works. So I took the picture out, but now I'm looking at this thinking, what kind of DIY project can I make out of this? I mean, it's kind of a cool box with a window. There's got to be something, right? Ah, the struggle is real. She is alive, I promise. It's so hot today, everybody feels like that. Are you hot, Cece? Oh, so now you want to know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm making good progress, and now I'm going to tackle my craft desk. Obviously, a lot of the things I use the most are on this desk. So I need to get this to be more organized, or at least have things more accessible but not sitting in my workspace. So one thing I always have sitting around, it seems like, are certain colors of paint that I use a lot. So I have some there, and I have some hiding over here. And so I was thinking that maybe I will use this 12-inch two-tiered turntable. I got this at, I'm not sure where I got it. I got it on one of our girls' shopping trips to IKEA, but I didn't get it at IKEA. I got it at some other store. Home Goods, maybe? I'm not sure. Anyway, I was thinking of maybe putting it in here and putting some of those paints on it. So I think I'm going to give that a try. Okay, so after putting some of these on here, I got to thinking that maybe this isn't the best use of this space, because if I put anything in the center, it's going to be hard to access. So I have to kind of just put them on the outside so I can see what I have. But then I have all that space in the center that's not being utilized. So I'm thinking I need to come up with a different system. So back to the drawing board. So something that I have that is working pretty well is this little organizer that I have underneath my craft desk. And I have some adhesives, I have glue and glue sticks, miscellaneous markers, hangers and fasteners. And in this drawer is just kind of some miscellaneous, not really anything I use. So I think I'm going to clean this out, and I think I'm going to use this for those paints instead, because they'll be right next to me when I'm crafting. So if you're going to store paint in something like this, where you won't actually be able to see the colors, the sides of the bottles, if the bottles have something on top, that's really helpful. But sometimes they don't, and so what I like to do is take a Sharpie and just write what the color is. Ruby red. It also helps if you can write it neatly so that you can tell what it is. And that way when it's sitting there, be able to see that. What this one is. Barn red. Okay, so I have those in there. I have them marked. Every time I add a new paint, I just take a second and write the name on the lid if it's not on there. And these are just going to be the paints that I use the most often. I have a whole nother container in the closet of less used paint. So my craft room is also my studio, and right here is my backdrop for where I film my intros. And above this, on this shelf that I have that I got from IKEA, I have all of my florals. Now, they're not organized very well. They're all just thrown in these bins and vases and different things. And so it would be much easier, I think, if I had them sorted by color and I could just pull down whatever colors I'm looking for. So I think I'm going to do that. So I have organized them by color, and I feel like it's looking a little better. It will for sure be easier to use because I can just pull down the colors that I'm looking for. Not ideal because it's still up high, but I think it's better. Maybe still a work in progress. Let me know, have any of you found a really good way to store your artificial flowers? If so, let me know in the comments. So I've cleaned out quite a bit of stuff out of this chest. Now I have some room to store something that is taking up precious space somewhere else. So I'm going to go over to the closet because mostly the closet is working, even though it needs to be purged. As you can see, I have some cubicle shelving in here and over there. I need to get rid of that. It's an old Cricut machine that fell off the counter and doesn't work right now. And I think what's going to go in the wicker basket are all of these bags because they are always in my way and I don't use them that often, but I do use them. They're a bunch of different tote bags. So let's put those in that basket.
So a major problem area in this closet are my gift bags, bows, and tissue paper. They're in this pile, they're just stacked together. They fall everywhere when you're trying to get something out, and it's just a mess. So I'm going to fix this today, and I'll show you in just a little bit in my reveal what I did. So here is all the garbage that I took out of my room, and these boxes are what I will be getting rid of.
Okay, so now I'm going to give you a tour of the finished room. I'm really happy with it. There are a few things that still need to happen, but overall it's looking really good. So I have my desk area all organized. If you remember, I said I needed to have some bins to organize some things there. So I've got like my hot glue gun supplies there, and I have some bins down there, and then on this side I have this little organizer from IKEA that has just some things that I use often in crafting, and that'll hopefully help keep those organized. Over here I put my cutting mats and tools and a little basket with my sandpaper and stuff. So those are things I use a lot. And so the desk is all organized. Over here I have the Cubicle Organizer, and I just cleaned it up. I purged a lot of things out of it that I just don't use anymore. A couple of new things that I got. I did buy these two little organizers, this one here and this one here. Here's a pro tip. When you have things like here I have eyelets and embossing powder, when you have things like this, store them upside down so you can see exactly what they are without having to take the bottles out, and it will make it so much faster. Because if you store them all right side up, you either have to read the lids or pick them up to see what colors they are. So there's a pro tip for you. And I added labels to everything, and so it's looking really good. Everything's organized. And so something that I learned recently, I've been watching this show called Hot Mess House or Hot Mess Home. Anyway, the host on there has 4 styles of organizers, and she calls them Clutterbugs, and they have different styles. So my style is a ladybug, and what that means is I like things to be hidden so they're not right out in the open, but I like very easy organization. So I can just pull this out and toss something in, and it makes it really easy. And so that's kind of this system that I have done, and I am really pleased with how it's looking, and I think it's going to be very functional. I will put the link to the Clutterbug website in the description box that will take you to a quiz, and you can take the quiz and find out what type of organizer you are, and it'll give you some tips on organizing tools and ways to organize that will help you. I cleaned off the top of the cabinets here, And like I said before, a problem I have is what to do with all of the finished projects. Some of them I keep to use for staging in future videos. Others I just like to have out for decorating. So I have some up here and I have some over here. There are my flowers that I organized, and I think the flower thing works even though they're out in the open and I don't, love seeing them. Because they're up high and they're actually behind me when I am sitting crafting, they don't bother me. They're kind of out of sight, out of mind. And so I think that works for me too. And then back over here, my Cricut station, I organized this a little bit, added just a couple of little things to make that neater, and that's working well also. In here I have my big mats and vinyl, so that's all good. I did organize that basket as you saw, and now it has things that I really do need to store somewhere, and I got rid of that stuff that I don't need. And then the closet. We're really happy about the closet, so this is what I did. There's still some purging and sorting that needs to happen in here, but my biggest problem in this closet was the gift bags and the tissue paper and the bows, and they were kind of this tower that was just waiting to fall every time I tried to get a bag or some tissue paper or something. So I went to Walmart and I picked up this organizer. It was $22 and it is perfect. I'm so happy with this. And so I have the bows up top, and I put a couple little bins in there for the curling ribbon and then fabric ribbon for packages. And then I have tissue paper and a couple of little gift boxes. And then I have gift bags, and even the large gift bags, not the super huge ones, but the large size from Dollar Tree, those fit in here, and it just works so much better. I'm so happy about that. Then I cleaned this up. This is what I call my holiday organizer. And so I have kind of the holidays labeled, 4th of July, fall, Christmas. I have Easter, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's. And then over here I have some more like big ribbon rolls. And then I have twine and burlap ribbon. And then I have Christmas ribbon down there. So that's working pretty well, and I kind of have to purge that every once in a while. And then over here on this side, and these little cubbies are just miscellaneous things, and so just kind of the miscellaneous craft items that I use, but I don't get into them really often. So that could probably use a little bit of purging, but overall I am happy with how that turned out so far, and there's always more to do. And the best thing is I can just close the doors and it's nice and tidy. And then over here, that's my boom stand that holds my camera for overhead filming, and that's the backdrop I use for my videos, for my intros. But I have this little credenza that I store things in, and it's just some miscellaneous things. I have like my label maker and some organizers for receipts and just some miscellaneous craft supplies. And then I have my stuff for when I have to do my day job at home. And I have a tray where I keep my cards that my viewers send to me. So some of you have sent me cards. I keep those. Those are in that tray. Thank you so much to those who have sent those. And then over here I have my greeting cards and note cards. And then I have my stool that I sit on for doing my intros and This was my great-grandmother's organ stool, and it's very squeaky. So if you hear that squeak in my intros, that's why.
So that's the tour of my craft room, and I do want to say how thankful I am for this. I am so blessed to have this room. I know not everyone has the space or has a whole room that they can craft in, so I don't take this for granted. I'm really appreciative of it, and one of the reasons I am able to have this is because of you and all of you watching my videos here on YouTube. So thank you so much to you. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Also, remember to check out that playlist for all of the other craft room tours, and also go over to Heidi and Leonep's channels and give them some love as well. And if you're interested in seeing that original craft room makeover video, I will link that in the card above. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button and also the bell and set your notifications so that YouTube will notify you when I upload new videos. I do a lot of Dollar Tree DIYs and budget DIYs here on this channel, so if you like those, make sure you're subscribed. I also just recently started a second YouTube channel called Just Lovin' Life's Journey, and that is a channel with all the other things that are going on in our life. It includes lifestyle and family and travel vlogs. So I will put the link to that channel in the description box below. If you're interested, you can go check that out too. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed day.